Next on NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
On this week's edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman, we'll learn more about how a program called Tri-Merit can help you add value and better manage your operation. Plus, we'll visit the Charolais Association in Kansas City.
And now, NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman with host Kevin Oxner.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. I'm Kevin Oxner. Thanks for joining us. Topping this week's cattle industry news, HBO is now playing a movie based on the life of cattle industry legend Temple Grandin. The movie is based on two books written by Grandin. If you're not familiar with Temple Grandin's work, she's a Colorado State University professor who is also autistic. Grandin's unique talent has led her to develop some innovative cattle management and handling methods that are used throughout the industry and around the world. Joining me in our studio today is Ryan Rupert, Director of Beef Quality Assurance at the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
Thanks, Kevin. It's good to be here.
You bet. So I understand you've had a chance to see the movie. Could you give us a little bit of a preview?
Yes, I got to see it about a week ago, and it's a really great movie. And the premise of it is talking about how Dr. Grandin's family helped her overcome the typical situation back in the 60s for an autistic child. And they really put her in a situation to succeed, whereas most children of that time would have been placed into an institution of some kind. And the movie talks about how Dr. Grandin goes on to fall in love with cattle and eventually become a PhD and a professor at Colorado State University. Then she goes on and does a lot of work for the industry and helps revolutionize cattle handling facilities.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that because truly a lot of Temple Grandin's work is used literally around the industry and across the world. Could you give viewers at home some perspective of some of the things we use in daily operations that are a result of Temple Grandin's work?
Whether it's at the packing plant, the feed yard, and many cow-calf operations around the country, the idea of a curved snake and a tub system was something that Temple designed back in the early 70s. And it's really improved our cattle handling ability, especially for people that are more of a novice type cattle handler. It just really puts the cattle in a situation where they can handle themselves instead of us having to be experts.
You were mentioning one of her quotes in the movie. You want to share that again?
Oh, yes. I really thought this was put the industry in a good light. It talks about how she said, "Nature's cruel, but we don't have to be."
That's powerful. And speaking of that, you spend your days every day at NCBA focusing on beef quality assurance. Do you want to tell folks a little bit about that?
That's correct. The Beef Quality Assurance Program touches on food safety, but it also touches on important areas like cattle handling. And Dr. Grandin has helped put the beef quality assurance and the cattle industry care and handling guideline concepts together. And she's also helped put BQA cattle handling training and videos together. There's going to be a very comprehensive feed yard handling DVD released here in the next few weeks that folks out in the country can go online to bqa.org to view this video very soon. And within the next year or so, we'll have a cow-calf seed stock cattle handling program with Dr. Grandin and several other cattle handling experts demonstrating the proper ways to utilize some of these systems and just how to handle cattle out in the open.
Well, she's an amazingly brilliant lady, and we're glad to have her in the livestock industry. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Kevin.
You bet. For more information on the Temple Grandin movie and the Beef Quality Assurance Program, visit our website at cattlemantocattleman.org. At the annual Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show, one of the tremendous educational experiences is the Cattlemen's College, sponsored by Pfizer Animal Health. The 2010 Cattlemen's College in San Antonio offered producers a wealth of information and ideas to help protect and grow our business. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brad Bulla has more.
We're excited that we're offering our event today to over 850 people, which is really a strong turnout, and I think points to how much people in chaotic times really look for answers and look for opportunities to discuss what the solutions might be to the problems that confront our industry. But we're just delighted, and it's been a great start to our morning, and we hope that we can provide a lot of value for our members.
It was the 17th annual Cattlemen's College at the 2010 Cattle Industry Convention and Trade Show, with 15 different forums on topics as varied as social networking, estate planning, new beef cutting techniques, and the changing political climate.
I've been to several NCBA Cattlemen's College events, and they always have a great assortment of topics, and it's nice to be able to pick and choose to ones that you think might benefit your business, and we always enjoy coming.
It allows us to be exposed to possibly some new ideas, as well as possibly some breaking news in the industry that we might not get otherwise, or we might get later. So it may give us a little bit of a leg up here as opposed to someone that did not attend the session.
Advisor Animal Health is honored to be a sponsor of the Cattlemen's College here at the NCBA. A number of years we've had the opportunity to do this. We think it's a very valuable opportunity to provide to the cattlemen come to the NCBA. Educational programs and a wide range of topics, all of which are timely issues that the industry is facing, and we need the experts in here explaining to the nation's cattlemen what's going on and how we can best address it.
In addition to the value of the topics presented, cattlemen were also able to interact with the speakers, ask questions, and connect with their fellow producers from around the country to talk about shared challenges and ways to succeed in the beef industry.
Well, what's very exciting for us is the fact that we're able to bring not only a lot of national speakers, but also to take the very, very talented people on our own staff, put them together in one curriculum, and offer that to our industry. So this is really, in terms of one-stop shopping, in one day, people can get the same value that they might get from 3 or 4 other conferences because of the way that we structure this and the quality of the folks that we bring in to present.
We can tell you from experience, Pfizer has also sponsored a number of cattlemen to come out to a meeting that we've had here. Many of them, it's their first time to be able to come to the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, and the feedback is they did not understand the quality of the education, the timeliness of the program for the whole meeting, and it's one of the most valuable experiences they've had as it relates to their knowledge of the industry and how they can run their business.
From first-time attendees to Cattlemen College veterans, the focus was the same: gaining knowledge and finding ways to make their cattle business better. In San Antonio, I'm Brad Bulla for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
I was fortunate to attend several of the Cattlemen's College sessions myself, and I can tell you I took home some very valuable ideas that will help our own operation in the coming year. Now, if you'd like to find out more about Cattlemen's College and the Cattle Industry Learning Center, just visit our website at cattlementocattlemen.org. Ahead on this week's edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen, we head to Joplin Stockyards to learn more about the Tri-Merit program. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Quality matters to us because we're entrusted with the safe transportation of animals. Those animals can represent generations of hard work. It's up to us to deliver the goods that drive the beef industry. We link all the segments of the beef industry together, passing the torch of quality from one business to the next. Consumers count on us to bring the quality that starts on the family ranch to their home. I'm proud of what we'll do here today.
Draxxin, clearly cattlemen's #1 choice to fight BRD. Here's why.
Nothing is more depressing in a stalker business as to doctor and doctor. And you still have your chronics, you still have your death loss. And with Draxxin, we just found out that, especially with microplasm, you just had to be there to see the results.
And the evidence backs up what most cattlemen already know. Draxxin cuts chronics and mortalities by 70%. So talk to your veterinarian and check the online calculator at Draxxin.com. You'll see, nothing gives you more for your money when you're fighting BRD.
Just a great antibiotic. Very, very effective. Don't let the price tag scare you. It's a no-brainer.
You just use it.
Do not use in female dairy cattle 20 months of age or older. Do not use in calves to be processed for veal. Draxxin has a pre-slaughter withdrawal time of 18 days. Please visit Draxxin.com or call 1-888-DRAXXIN for more information.
Are you hunting for membership value? Join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association to enjoy an exclusive member benefit. 15% off Cabela's gift cards from NCBA for your cattle business. You can use the cards to purchase all of your favorite Cabela's merchandise. Join NCBA today to take part in this outstanding savings program in addition to all of the benefits of being an NCBA member. Visit beefusa.org.
Welcome back. Producers are continually looking for new ways to add value to their cattle as they move throughout the production chain. And one way to accomplish this is through an identification program. Reporter Matt Fleck visits the Joplin stockyards in Missouri to see how a national program called Tri-Merit is benefiting many cattle operations.
Along with the rest of the world, producers are feeling the effect of today's struggling economy.
With expenses as high as they are now and margins tight, you have to do what you can to add some value to these calves, or you have to be a little more efficient in the way you raise them, or both.
And consumer demands are higher than ever.
They want to know where their meat is coming from, and if something does happen in the food industry and we need to trace back, we can through the EID tags.
Electronic identification, or EID tags, are used as part of a system called Tri-Merit to easily verify age, source, and movement of cattle through the production chain.
The EID button gives us the ability, when the cattle are sold to the packing house, they read the EID button, and then we can track that information that we put on that button back to the ranch tag.
This meets consumer demands for verification and ultimately increases the cattle's value. And the best part is, Tri-Merit is easy to use.
The tags are put in the final time they're through the chute, which is weaning day.
We have several different locations, so we use a portable scales, set it up in front of each chute at the different locations. And they go from the chute onto the scales, and that's where we read their number, their 15-digit EID number, and at that time the calf's birth date, the sex of the calf, his weaning weight, premise number, and vaccination program is entered along with that calf and his number onto the scale head.
This information is uploaded to the Tri-Merit website, and from there each EID tag can be easily updated as needed.
Then when you're ready to move those calves to a feed yard or to an auction barn or somewhere, you pick them off the website, put them on a certificate, and all that information follows those calves to their next destination or next owner.
As a facilitator for Tri-Merit, Justin Fulkin says many cattlemen are very receptive of this type of program.
We got guys that have 400 cows and we have guys that have 50 cows. And the value to them guys is what we to try to work with them to get the most value for their calves at the cow calf end. We are seeing that benefit quite a bit, and they're appreciative of us coming out there and trying to help them get better value.
Jackie Moore is the owner of Joplin Regional Stockyards and sees these benefits firsthand.
It's developed them a reputation for the cattle that they're raising. You know, it's all about reputation in this business. You know, of course, the easiest cattle to sell is cattle that's got a reputation of health and genetics, and the source and age verification works real well right along with that to make those cattle more marketable.
We'll return to Joplin Stockyards to learn more about the Tri-Merit program next.
Profit, confidence, value. That's what you get with Tri-Merit, a USDA process-verified program brought to your operation by Global Animal Management Incorporated. Tri-Merit's data management system certifies traditional health processes as well as verifies age and source of individual and groups of animals. To learn more about how Tri-Merit can play a positive role in your operation, visit mygamonline.com.
Tough trailers built for tough country. Big Ben Trailers manufactures a different kind of trailer, one that's built to put up with the rough conditions found on the ranch. Rugged build using heavy-gauge powder-coated steel and a 2x4 rectangle tube frame. There's a 1-inch gap between the side and floor, so there's no place for water or manure to accumulate and rust. Big Ben trailers are loaded with standard features: a lever-action hitch, a 3-foot escape gate, and a middle sorting gate, rhino lining along the front edges, and a receiver hitch to tow another trailer, chute, or other equipment. Tough and practical. That's Big Ben Trailers, designed and built by a working cattleman. You can rely on and trust Big Ben Trailers for their durability and convenient features. Reasonably priced for any rancher to afford. For a list of dealers and other design features, visit BigBenTrailers.com. Big Ben Trailers, built cattlemen tough.
Welcome back. Adding value is so important to cattlemen these days, and a program called Tri-Merit is helping us do just that. Let's return to reporter Matt Fleck in Joplin, Missouri for more.
The Tri-Merit program isn't only for large producers. Small producers can greatly benefit from it as well, especially at the stockyards.
If you just got one calf out here on the farm that's source and age verified, you might have a little trouble marketing, but in a situation like we put them in with a lot of other cattle that's been handled the same way, it gives them the chance to be able to participate where otherwise they wouldn't be able to.
While the most notable increase in value might be at the seller's end, there are also other areas that aren't quite as obvious.
Probably the biggest premium for us has been the ones you don't see, where before we would always gather the information on our purebred calves and use that as a management tool to cull cows or to save future bulls. But now that we're weaning our commercial calves and taking their weights, we're able to track that back to different bulls and different sets of cows, and it's made us better managers.
And better managers can mean higher profits down the line.
Bottom line, the best thing is the ability to market the cattle.
I think it's just added value, and it just all works hand in hand with what we do and what we do with our producers and what Tri-Merit does for us.
With any new program, there's a learning curve, but the cattlemen who are using the program say it's not hard to overcome, and the Tri-Merit staff is always ready to help.
From the IT staff to the top to the field men, they've really been a nice company to work with. We were scared to death when we first started. Like anybody else, you know, it was all new. Anytime we had any trouble, they'd help us through it and work out the bugs, and now things is kind of like the routine.
If anybody's scared about using Tri-Merit or any other age source program, don't be. Anybody can do this thing. It's simple.
Keeping up with an ever-changing industry is critical, and Tri-Merit is a tool that can help keep producers on track.
Things change, and you got to change along with them if you're going to be in this industry. And in the tools that you need to make your business work is what we want to be able to take to those customers out there and those producers.
And many cattlemen say you can't afford not to use a program like this one.
You are gaining value, and that's what the goal is to try to get value for your product that you're working out there 365 days a year.
The age source, it's opened up a lot of doors for us. It's made marketing a lot easier today. It's just really been a good tool.
And along with Tri-Merit and a lot of these other companies, I think we've been able to keep a lot of people in business that we would have lost otherwise over the years.
Reporting for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman in Joplin, Missouri, I'm Matt Fleck.
For more information on Tri-Merit and to see a demonstration on how the system works, just visit our website at cattlemanandcattleman.org. And we'll be right back.
You can tell a lot about a cattleman by his cattle. Purina AccuRation feed with intake modifying technology gives cattle that uniform muscular look. It maximizes forage utilization and controls intake based on forage quality and cattle needs. It reduces labor, saves time, and helps cattle perform to their highest genetic potential, boosting your net return. Available in AccuRation Cattle Limiter, Super Lick, Super Block, and Impact Starter. AccuRation feeds from Purina Mills, building better cattle.
You take pride in the beef you raise. Countless hours invested to assure a safe and wholesome calf crop. Why trust that calf crop to just anyone? Experience the new Dinklage difference. With a long history and reputation for outstanding performance and cattle care. We use a combination of cutting-edge technologies and data-driven decision-making to establish our place as leaders in the cattle feeding industry. Allow Dinklage to be a part of your team in the quest to maximize your profits. With 5 locations to serve you in Wyoming, Nebraska, and Colorado. For more information on the new Dinklage difference, stop by one of our yards or visit us on the web at dinklagefeedyards.com.
Our quarter pounder with cheese is made from 100% pure USDA beef. That means there's 0% anything else. That's what we're made of.
Welcome back. Just east of the Colorado foothills, one cattleman is putting his own stamp on crossbreeding. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brian Baxter spends a day in the life of Willie Altenberg.
From the Front Range in northern Colorado to the Wyoming border sits the Altenberg Super Baldy Ranch, owned by Willie and Sharon Altenberg. With 175 seed stock cows, the Altenbergs have established a business that combines customer focus, attention to animals, business acumen, and neighbor relations.
My wife and I own it, and we've been in this business about 30 years, and it's seed stock where we sell bulls. We have an annual bull sale, and then we sell females as well. And we have our bull sale 3rd Saturday in March, and that's our primary emphasis, is to sell bulls to commercial operations.
The Altenberg operation has been carefully developed over time.
We put heavy emphasis on AI, and so we wanted to get into the seed stock business, and so with the Simmental you could use an upgrading program, and so through AI we upgraded through the half-blood, 3/4 purebred operation with Simmental, and that's how we decided to get in, and it's worked very well. And then we incorporated Angus into it, and now we do what we call the Super Baldy, which is the half-blood, half-Angus, half-Simmental. The Simmental are the yellow tags, the Angus, both red and black, are the red tags, and the white tags are the F1s, the Simmental Angus crossbred. And we sell bulls of all 3 breeds, of all 3 breed makeups, if you will. And we do not maintain the F1 female here. We sell those. They're in great, great demand because people just love the F1 female. Of course, that's the advantage of the hybrid vigor. So we have a bull sale in the spring, as we indicated, and we sell Simmental bulls, F1 bulls, and then we sell, primarily for calving ease, we sell the Angus both red and black for calving ease bulls. And we sell about 70, 75 bulls each year.
It's a model the Altenbergs have found success with and have been able to grow as more technologies entered the beef breeding business.
We use embryo transfer, and we use cooperator herds, and we bring in outside bulls from cooperator herds due to embryo transfer and outside bulls. And so we do a pretty aggressive embryo transfer and AI program to make all that happen. We think it helps the commercial cattlemen. It's exciting to see the cattlemen come to our bull sale and attest to what it does do. The crossbreeding, the hybrid vigor that it adds to the commercial cattle industry, how the cattle work, not only in the feedlot sector and the packing sector, just how Continental complements the English, but then how it works for the cow-calf part of it. I mean, they really, really like the females.
The key, Altenberg says, is keeping your eye on the bottom line of your operation.
You have to do everything in your power to watch your costs to maintain profitability, and that's one of the things that crossbreeding helps you do, is to take advantage of. And it may not be a free lunch as people talk about, but crossbreeding does help you take advantage of your costs. We try to do things the old-fashioned way. We trail the cattle back from the ranch. We have the opportunity to do that because we only have to cross a couple ranches. But it's about, depending upon where they are in the summer range, it's about a 12 to 18-mile trail back from the ranch. We only have to cross a couple neighbors to get that done. But we like to do our work horseback because it keeps the cattle much quieter. And it takes a little longer and it's maybe a little slower, but the cattle are really, we work really hard on disposition, and it cuts the bill down on the trucking.
The Altenbergs have found their operation is deeply rooted in the community.
We work closely with our neighbors. We see it as an opportunity. We get people that come by and they stop and they ask questions about our cattle, and we view that as an opportunity instead of a problem. In other words, we'll take families out and talk about our calving and what goes on in the industry, and we sell some freezer beef because of it.
Among the costs Altenberg sees as necessary are his memberships in the National Cattlemen's Beef Association and the Colorado Cattlemen's Association.
It's just one of those checks that you just need to write every year because it's a very, very important part of our operation. I'm not able to make every meeting in the state or on a national basis, but I look forward to the NCBA and CCA representing me on a national and a state basis because they represent my interests.
In Wellington, Colorado, I'm Brian Baxter for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Join tens of thousands of cattlemen like Willie Altenberg as a member of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. To do so, call us at 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit beefusa.org. And we'll be right back.
So what do you care if your cattle are source and age verified? Better yet, do you think the housewife cares? Well, 70% of consumers surveyed want to know where their food comes from. So where do you start? With this little green ear tag. IMI Global is the seal of approval that stands behind the beef you produced. IMI is engaged in source and age verification from the cowman to the kitchen table. So if you're ready to start, just ask us. IMIGlobal.com.
Sure, anyone can make a twine bale, but can you make them right bale after bale till the whole field is done? With a John Deere 458 Standard, you can. The new automatic twine tie system takes the headache out of wrapping a twine bale. It packs a whole lot of baler into one affordable package. Ready to show those twine bales who's boss? Talk to your John Deere dealer today.
Welcome back. Beef quality assurance, it means something not just to cattlemen, but consumers as well. Each year, the BQA program recognizes cattlemen and women who represent these best practices. One of this year's winners is Jim Warren. Let's learn more.
Jim Warren of 101 Livestock Inc. is a leader, a forward-thinking individual, and a go-to guy when it comes to relating any aspect of beef production to the media. His ideas in livestock marketing, animal handling, and animal identification have paved the way for many other livestock producers and marketing operations. That's why the California Cattlemen's Association, Montana State University, and the California Livestock Auction Markets Association, CLAMA, have nominated Jim for the 2009 National Beef Quality Assurance Award.
In 1973, I had about $350,000 worth of cattle paid for. And in the fall of 1974, I was back to zero. after the crash in the cattle market. They took all the money that I had. And so I came back to Harold Wells, who owned this livestock market, which I tried to buy in 1973. And I was buying cattle here at that particular time, and he said, "Jim, are you still interested in this market?" And I said, "Well, sure I am, but I said, I don't have any money now." And so he said, "Well, if you'll come and run it for 30 days, he says, I'll make a deal with you." So after 30 days, I can still see him walking up the road, parked his car out in front and walked up there, and he handed me a check for $1,000. And I said, "No," I says, "I don't want the money. I told you I'd run it for free." And he said, "Well," he said, "I didn't want you to run it for free," he said, "to start with." And he says, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, I'd sure like to do it. I like the business, and I'd like to make a deal." And he says, "Well, the rent's $1,000 a month." And he says, "If you're here at the end of 5 years, I'll just give you the business." And so I handed him his check back and said, "Here's my first month's rent."
At that time, the market had 2 full-time employees and sold about 5,000 cattle each year.
In 1975, nobody hardly shipped cattle out of state out here. So I could see bunching these cattle up and getting them off into a different market would be advantageous for our customers. And it wasn't the money, making so much money, as it was the concept of being able to produce a good product and get it marketed for what it was really worth.
Today, there are 12 full-time employees and up to 60,000 cattle are sold each year. Jim has always been at the forefront of animal welfare and proper animal handling.
When we first started here, there was the challenge of a lot of humane groups. Because we're in a really metropolitan area and the Highway 101 goes right by our front door, we were pretty visible for a long time. And that has changed over time because humane groups realized that our heart was in the right place. We were trying to do the right thing.
Using his own common sense approach, as well as consulting with experts like Temple Grandin, Jim has created a sale yard which stands out among other sale barns across the country. It excels in its ease of processing cattle comfortably through the market chain. Because of his vision, livestock can move onto his facility, through the sale ring, and back off his property with much less stress. By 1991, the remodel was complete with a new auction building containing the most modern computers and computer programs so they could transfer vaccination information directly to buyers. Furthermore, Jim has gone through great lengths to install an RFID tag reading system at his facility. He provides records of this data to benefit his buyers and sellers so they know that they, and ultimately the consumers, are getting the best quality beef product possible. Beyond his cutting-edge facility, Jim also uses progressive animal handling practices. In 1985, 101 started a vaccination program designed to help cattle develop immunity to the majority of the major diseases in the industry. In 2000, 101 started rewarding producers who participated in their vaccination program, which consisted of at least one shot of modified live 4-way, 8-way, and Pasturella, with free floppy animal ID tags. That year, 20,000 tags were given away to encourage participation. The calves and yearlings commanded premium prices. It was a smart move. Today, 80% of all cattle sold at 101 have EID tags, qualify for PVP programs, and have at least one series of vaccinations through the 101 program.
We try to be on the leading edge of the technologies that, whether it be EID, animal welfare, inoculations, mineral programs, animal health issues.
Jim is a leader. He's been a member of CLAMA since 1977 and has held many different offices, including a seat on the board of directors during his tenure.
And I've served on the California Cattlemen's Animal Care Committee for about 15 years, and we actually wrote the animal handling guidelines under that position for the state of California. And I serve on an animal welfare task force currently that's trying to determine the things that we're doing inside the industry that maybe we don't need to do.
Jim sees what BQA practices can do to help the bottom line of beef producers, as well as how BQA can help increase consumer confidence in the beef industry as a whole. He believes strongly in leading by example and maximizing the ideas of others. He feels that the humane treatment of livestock and committing to BQA practices are key parts to improving and protecting the Western way of life.
To learn more about the Beef Quality Assurance Program and how you can become certified in BQA, visit cattlemantocattleman.org. We'll be right back.
I'd like a moment with you dairymen, and if you're watching this, I'll assume you're done milking, to talk about the Dairy Beef Quality Assurance Program. DBQA has been designed to reduce lameness, bruises, and impolite behavior in the dairy cows and calves and steers that you're going to market for beef. The point is to guarantee as best we can to your buyers and to the consumer that we know what we're doing, that we're treating our animals right, and that the meat they buy is safe and wholesome. Because every milk cow and dairy calf you sell is going to wind up on a plate someday, and we want to make sure that our consumers have a great dining experience, right? Dairy BQA helps furnish you with management tools and useful information to increase the value of the cattle you market. So I invite y'all to check it out at dbqa.org. See what it takes to be involved in your state. Because that's the right thing to do.
Comprehensive, practical, powerful. Now's the time to put the power of DNA to work in your herd with the comprehensive Igenity profile. The inside information from Igenity can help you make more confident replacement heifer and herd sire selection decisions, add marketability to your feeder cattle, make faster genetic progress, and more. The best time to get started is when you're already working cattle, during branding, weaning, or bull soundness exams. Get started today. Visit Igenity.com or call 1-877-IGENITY to put the power of DNA to work in your herd.
Welcome back. Breed associations play an important role in supporting America's cattlemen. Reporter Matt Fleck recently had the chance to visit the American International Charolais Association in Kansas City, Missouri, to learn more about this continental breed.
Connected to the cattle industry his entire life, Neil Orth was thrilled when he had the chance to join the American International Charolais Association.
When the opportunity became available to become the executive vice president of this organization and the Charolais cattle and to be involved in this breed, I felt like it was a great opportunity.
Neil has been the executive vice president of AICA since 2001 and strongly believes in the contribution this breed makes to the beef industry.
Charolais breed was the first to get into the U.S., and the Charolais breed was the first to make an impact on leaner cattle and more growth and more feed efficiency. I would say that they have a great impact on where we are today in the beef industry.
People all over the world are taking notice and interest in the association.
Our membership is very diversified. We have members from coast to coast and border to border and internationally as well. You know, we have producers who have 1 cow or 4 or 5 cows, or we have producers who have 1,500 to 2,000 to 2,500.
There's even room for the younger crowd to get involved as a member of the AICA Junior Association.
It's an annual membership, and we normally will have right around 1,000 juniors. They are governed just like our adult association is. The junior board members are elected from a region. They have 3 to 4 board meetings a year. They come up with some projects and some projects that they want to do and complete.
AICA also helps fund junior shows in various cities across the country.
We dedicate obviously some resource in time and money here to the juniors because we think it's a very important program. Knowing that not every junior is going to come back into the association as a cattle or Charolais producer, but somewhere along the way we feel like that they will always have those roots with Charolais and they will go into the industry, back into the industry.
They will take charge hosting the Junior National Leadership Conference this summer in South Dakota. But that's not the only exciting event going on this year.
We are hosting the 2010 World Charolais Congress, in which we are anticipating attendance of 200 and 250 attendees from different parts of the country, and we're kind of expecting about 20 different countries to be represented.
It starts in Oklahoma at the National Cowboy Hall of Fame and then continues throughout Texas as the group visits purebred breeders, bull sales, and even puts on their own video auction sale.
We're really excited about hosting that event. It's an event that happens every other year, and different countries host that every other year. So it's our turn, and we're looking very much forward to that.
For NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman, I'm Matt Fleck.
Now, if you're interested in becoming a member of the American International Charolais Association, their junior program, or you want to register for the World Charolais Congress, visit us at cattlemantocattleman.org. Stay with us. This week's adventure with Baxter Black is up next.
AgriLabs invites you to take the Titanium Challenge. Claims, counterclaims, and more counterclaims. How are cattle producers supposed to make an informed decision when it comes to vaccines? AgriLabs is challenging you to check the facts. We're so confident about our vaccines, we're daring you to compare. Titanium does not impact feed intake or cause any profit-robbing side effects. Titanium is the industry leader in true Type 1 and Type 2 BVD protection. AgriLabs vaccines are produced on our unique signature cell line. We optimize upfront to deliver the most consistent end product. Compare for yourself. You'll soon see what thousands of cattle producers already know. Titanium is the leader in safety, efficacy, consistency, and value. Take the Titanium Challenge. Contact your AgriLabs representative, visit agrilabs.com and click on the Titanium logo, or call 800-542-8916.
Beef Quality Assurance, BQA, is a program designed to ensure the consumer that your beef is safe and wholesome and of the highest quality, and it lets the buyers of your calves know that you know what you're doing. It's consumer friendly and can be a big part of giving them a great dining experience. So check it out at bqa.org and see what it takes to get involved in your state. Whether you got 15 cows or 1,500, it's the right thing to do.
Trust. Out here, it's that rare combination of reliability, integrity, and the peace of mind that comes with having both. After 20 years of making hitches, the B&W Turnover Ball has become the most trusted gooseneck hitch in the country. Why is that important? Because trust is not only hard to earn, it's hard to find. The Turnover Ball Gooseneck Hitch by B&W. Trusted.
It came from out of nowhere, like a prolapse in the night. Which in fact is what it was, my friends, the Calvet's scourge and plight, that pudgy pink projectile from those monster movie scenes, like some whopping giant burrito filled with attitude and beans. I was soon laid down behind it on a hillside in the muck, while the cowboy shined his high beams from his perch there in the truck. His rope stretched from the bumper to her front legs tied in haste as I wallowed in the darkness like a frog stripped to the waist. You can strip to the waist from either end, ladies and gentlemen. And if I took off my pants, you'd know what a frog looked like stripped to the waist. It was bigger than a tree trunk. It was slick as old chow mein. It was heavy as a carpet someone left out in the rain. I tried to gain some purchase as I pressed my fist in tight. It was thrashing like a porpoise. It was putting up a fight. I got it in a hammer lock. It was like a rabid dog. I wrapped my legs around it like a monkey on a log. I pushed until my shoulder disappeared inside the mass as I scrabbled for a foothold in the mud and frozen grass. But alas, with one huge effort, she expelled me from her grip. I shot out like a cannon, rolled and did a double flip. But I grabbed her tail in passing, and with strength born out of war, I dove at the appendage like some punch-drunk matador. I lifted her hindquarters and I swung her side to side, and then, like smart men do, used my head to push it back inside. It was dark there for a minute. It's hard to catch my breath. But there she lay, my patient I'd saved from certain death. The cowboy rolled his window down and said, "Doc, are you all right?"
He gunned the engine several times. The headlights got real bright. I've seen a prolapse done before, but never quite like that. Oh, they taught us that in vet school, but I think it ate my hat. This is Baxter Black from in there.
Thanks, Baxter. We'll be right back.
Discover a great roundup for beef producers. Now, Boehringer Ingelheim Vetmedica Incorporated has rounded up the top brands of animal health products. You bet your boots you won't find more ways to protect your cattle. So trust the leader to protect your cattle. Trust Boehringer Ingelheim. Talk to your Boehringer Ingelheim animal health representative and discover how we can help your operation.
Join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. NCBA is the premier cattle industry organization representing your best interests in Washington, D.C. and across the country.
I want to have my voice heard, and this is the strongest way I can speak it. It's through NCBA, and my little voice gets a lot of magnitude with this group.
Well, I've been an NCBA member for a long time. My family thoroughly believes in giving back to the industry that they make a living from, and I've carried that on from generation to generation, and this is the organization of choice for the beef industry.
Every day, NCBA works to represent you on issues including trade, taxes, food safety and nutrition, animal welfare, and the environment.
The main reason I'm an NCBA member is to become engaged, more knowledgeable about everything that's going on in the beef industry.
It's easy to join NCBA. Just visit beefusa.org or call us at 1-866-USA-BEEF.
Quality matters to us because we're entrusted with the safe transportation of animals. Those animals can represent generations of hard work. It's up to us to deliver the goods that drive the beef industry. We link all the segments of the beef industry together, passing the torch of quality from one business to the next. Consumers count on us to bring the quality that starts on the family ranch to their home. I'm proud of what we'll do here today.
Draxxin, clearly cattlemen's #1 choice to fight BRD. Here's why.
Nothing is more depressing in a stalker business as the doctor and you still have your chronics, you still have your death loss. And with Draxxin, we just found out that, especially with microplasts, you just had to be there to see the results.
And the evidence backs up what most cattlemen already know. Draxxin cuts chronics and mortalities by 70%. So talk to your veterinarian and check the online calculator at Draxxin.com. You'll see, nothing gives you more for your money when you're fighting BRD.
Just a great antibiotic. Very, very effective. Don't let the price tag scare you. It's a no-brainer. You just use it.
Do not use in female dairy cattle 20 months of age or older. Do not use in calves to be processed for veal. Draxxin has a pre-slaughter withdrawal time of 18 days. Please visit Draxxin.com or call 1-888-DRAXXIN for more information.
Are you hunting for membership value? Join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association to enjoy an exclusive member benefit. 15% off Cabela's gift cards from NCBA for your cattle business. You can use the cards to purchase all of your favorite Cabela's merchandise. Join NCBA today to take part in this outstanding savings program in addition to all of the benefits of being an NCBA member. Visit beefusa.org.
It's one of my favorite segments each week. Let's take a look at this week's Legacy Photos. Keep sending us those photos. To do so, visit our website at cattlemantocattleman.org. We love to see photos of your family. Next week on NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman, we'll have some recommendations on forage management, plus an agricultural tour of South Central Texas. And we'll offer tips on how cattlemen can use social media. Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. We'll see you right back here next week on RFD TV.